everyone. Welcome to another episode of Your Caribbean News and Culture. I'm Delinda Eiffel. Let me start off by asking you all, are you Kreyol? Now, I know you're experiencing a quick moment of confusion as your mind ponders to figure out the answer to such a question, but no worries. My guests today will argue that yes, you actually are Kreyol. If you are an audacious individual in pursuit of aspiring to be more and do more, then much like the team behind the IAmKreyol fashion designs, you are indeed Kreyol. IAmKreyol is a fashion line that celebrates a unique sense of individuality through visually appealing prints and patterns. The fashion line aims to impact the world through their garments by initiating a social movement which enlightens, educates, empowers, and raises awareness for causes affecting humanity domestically and abroad. Joining us is IAmKreyol's director and designer, Joelle-Jean Fontaine. Joelle, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Delinda.
Absolutely. Now, before we get into the concept of IAmKreyol, let's talk about you as a designer. How did you get on such a path?
Well, I started designing completely by accident. It wasn't something that I searched out to do. You know that as a Haitian girl, your parents want you to become a doctor or an engineer. So fashion is not it, right. So I accidentally stumbled upon it because I left college really early on. I was about 20 years old because I had gotten pregnant. Okay. So I was home with my son, my family, and I was home with him for about 3 years or so. And literally, it was kind of driving me insane. It was driving me crazy, because I'm a busybody. Right. I'm always doing something. So I started by just doing like pillows and curtains and that type of a thing. My mother used to always sew, but I never really learned from her, So I used to take clothes apart, and put them back together. And so that's kind of like how I learned to sew on my own. My husband had a friend, who was a photographer. And so we started to do photo shoots together. And so we used to travel to New York all the time and just do these test shoots. And just like that, I was invited to do like a fashion week workshop. Nice. And so like I looked on their like trade show workshops, and I saw that they had a fashion show. And I told them, I said, I'm a fashion designer, and I'm not a fashion designer, I'm an amateur. I'm a fashion designer, and I have a line. I sent them, I think, 3 pictures of garments that I had made, and the 3 garments I had, and I told them I had a collection, and so they were like, okay, in a week, you can show, you can show your whole collection of 12 pieces, New York Fashion Week. And that was like my first show. Wow. So for a week, I didn't sleep. Right, I bet. A piece a day. Exactly. So that is really how I became a designer. It wasn't really, it was more of a hobby. And other people were calling me a designer before I was calling myself a designer.
So your pieces spoke for themselves. Yeah. Now, IAmKreyol, the name is such an inspiring concept. Talk to us about IAmKreyol. How did you come up with the name and the concept behind it?
Well, we went through many names, actually. The first name, I think, was Kaleidoscope.
I will try to spell that.
I think, so we started back in 2004, like around 2004. It was Kaleidoscope first, and then it was Revolte, and around 2005, I was really trying to find an identity for the line, because it was just that. It was like a hobby, I was creating things that I liked. I was being an artist, and then I started to think about like who I am. Who I am and what I really want to utilize fashion for, because as much as I love fashion, I've always been a fashionista, that's not really my thing. For me, I feel like whatever is your God-given talent, you should be utilizing it for something that is greater.
Absolutely.
And so I started to think about, what it really meant to me to be Kreyol, you know, because I think of like the women in my family, you know, and like my grandmother, who she's the first person that I knew that, you know, was really an entrepreneur, you know, and they, like my grandparents were like poor, you know, and they were my grandmother was a seamstress, my grandfather, he made leather goods, and so they day in and day out would, you know, sell these goods and little by little get themselves out of the state of poverty. You know, they had dirt floors in the bathrooms in the outback and all that. So like in America, if you're poor, you still have welfare and basic necessities.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. But they had 5 kids, and I watched them, you know, raise these children and have education be like the #1 thing in their lives. You know, all of their 5 children, they're all entrepreneurs. You know, and
it's beautiful. It's true.
It's one of the things that they kind of instill in you when you're young. You know, that you can't pity yourself.
Right.
You know, like you have circumstances, but you have options. Exactly. You know, you have your 2 hands, you're smart, so you have to figure out how to get yourself out of the situation.
Don't play the victim.
Exactly. And for me, you know, that's what Kreyol means. You know, when I look at my culture, the Haitian culture, and I look at Kreyol, I think of just the vibrance of it all. You know, like when I go home and you see people in the street and they may not have much, but they're happy.
Yes.
You know, they're just extremely happy. They're content with what they have. And so for me, I wanted to utilize fashion to kind of bring about that message, because I find that a lot of times here in America, people have a lot, but they're not necessarily happy or content, you know? And so it was more for me an idea, you know, of people really understanding that we are all strong, we're all bold, we're all vibrant, we should celebrate these things in ourselves, and we all have the ability to overcome, you know, and utilizing the fashion line to promote that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, speaking of utilizing the fashion line, you guys have been involved in some things and partnered with certain organizations. Do you care to elaborate on that a little? Sure.
I think the first organization that we partnered with when the earthquake happened, we did a fundraiser with Liberty Hotel, and we partnered with Ananda Marga in Haiti. In Ananda Marga, they are an organization that's been around for a very long time, not just in Haiti, but all over the world. They have schools, they have hospitals. They were there way before the earthquake. So we researched them thoroughly.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
So we were able to raise some money for them, and we actually went, you know, after we donated the money, we actually went to Haiti to work with them and to see where it was going. We've partnered with Boston Mothers Care. They have an initiative going on in Colomie, Haiti, for clean water.
Nice.
We've partnered with
many others.
Many others.
yeah, many others. But no, it's a good thing. I think it's a great thing that, you know, you've created such a fashion line that is not only about fashion, but it's serving a humanitarian type of cause.
For sure.
Now, I know with an organization like this, there are many people involved.
Yes.
You're the director and designer. Who are some of the other key, intricate players a part of IAmKreyol?
Well, the key person is my mama.
Gotta love mama.
She is definitely like my partner in crime, and she's our head seamstress. Her name is Joelle-Jean Fontaine. And then we also have our PR, who's Stanley Rameau, Tracy St. Far, she's our operations manager, and she also runs a business with our media manager. They have X-Failures, our media manager, she does all our photography and all our media stuff. And then we also have our marketing rep, who is Marvin. And so, yeah, we have a great team.
Very nice. And you guys recently relaunched your website.
We did.
So let the people know about the website and all the information that they could follow you guys on social media and stuff like that.
For sure. So our website is IAmKreyol, it's www.IAmKreyol.com. And you can follow us on all our social media, on IG and on Twitter at IAmKreyol. And for Facebook, it's a little bit different. So it's facebook.com/I.am.Kreyol.
Absolutely. Now we have to take a quick break, but after the break, we are up close and personal, indulging more in all the things that considered IAmKreyol, and they actually have an event coming up for Boston Fashion Week, so stay with us. You're watching Your Caribbean News and Culture. We'll be right back.
Did you take your medicine?
Oh gosh, I forgot it.
Her nurse. You need a claim number? Her personal assistant. Let me just grab a... Her housekeeper. Her cook. Her accountant. When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving to connect with experts and other caregivers. Together we can better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Welcome back to Your Caribbean News and Culture, everyone. We've been chatting with Joelle-Jean Fontaine, the director and designer of IAmKreyol fashion line. Now, Joelle, on the website's bio, it is written, quote, "We are more than a fashion line. We are the voice box of the people. We are the lifestyle of the different. We are Kreyol." Those words are so impactful. Talk to us about what that really means.
Well, I think that, you know, we live in a world where everybody, they want everybody to be the same. You know, everybody should follow a certain type of aesthetic. Everybody should be a certain fashion model size, you know, should have a certain type of hair. And I think for me, I like to celebrate our differences. You know, I tell my son all the time, I'm like, you know, don't feel don't feel as if, you know, you're insulted when someone calls you weird. Feel insulted when they call you normal.
Right. That makes sense. Embrace it. Embrace
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Because I feel as if, you know, we're all very different in our own way, and it should be celebrated. You know, it should be exalted in a way. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I think your pieces scream individuality, the vibrant colors, the different patterns and whatnot. Now, as a designer, do you find a sense of pressure to go with the norm of what's considered in, like, you know, fall, for instance, leathers, or in plaid, is in, like, when you design, is that something you think about, or do you experience, like, freedom and just create?
I have total freedom.
Yeah.
You know, I don't, I think that's one of the things about not having gone to school for it and not having all of these rules. And I don't do very well with rules. Anyhow.
Right.
But, you know, like for me, I don't really follow the trends. My design process is very organic. You know, it's very much like I'm an artist and I'm creating. You know, like I once had a whole line that was based off of just a copper penny.
Oh wow!
You know, so
you find inspiration from anything, really.
From anything.
Wow.
You know, and so for me to kind of put myself in a box and say, well, the colors for this season is, you know, navy blue and red. And
Not happening. All right, now this coming October 9th, you have an event coming up, which is in lieu of Boston Fashion Week. So talk to us about the event, what it entails, why people should come out, and what it is that you're doing that evening.
Well, the event is next Thursday on October 9th, like you said, and it's not a full show, it's just a capsule of our collection, and we're presenting about 5 pieces, and it's going to be available right away the next day for sale. They are one-of-a-kind items, and it is really in celebration of the revamp of our brand, you know. So right now, we, like I mentioned to you, we are gearing up to really go full force in the spring, you know, and have like a full collection in the spring. But we wanted to offer some pieces to our public, you know, where, you know, we're celebrating the fall season. So the colors are very rich. It's golds and coppers, and it's actually a marriage of a mixture of that collection that was based off of the copper penny, in the kaleidoscope. So you're building on it in essence. Exactly, and it's a bit of a rebirth. And everything that we're offering, everything that we're presenting that day, it's also going to be available for people to custom make. So the night is really a celebration, you know. So we're actually gonna be in the audience, you know. So we want to talk to people and find out like what they feel about Kreyol, what they think Kreyol is. We're gonna have some promotional models in the audience as well, taking pictures and also like taking emails so that people can join our mailing list. So it's just a celebration. It's just gonna be a really good time.
Nice, very nice. Now you spoke about how you're revamping. You went through a series of names. You're now affirmed on IAmKreyol. The website is launched. It looks really nice. You know, you can shop on the website. You can sign up for newsletters. So as IAmKreyol continues to grow, where do you see it, say, 5-10 years from now?
5-10 years from now, I'm hoping, because right now we're in the middle of searching for some manufacturers that we can partner with that are philanthropic in their model as well, so that, you know, so that we're both getting something out of it. So I am hoping that by then that we're doing a lot more philanthropic work, that we have a solid brand that people can buy in stores and all that. Very nice. And I just wanted to point out, okay, because everybody has this, you know. So IAmKreyol is the brand, it's the slogan, but Kreyol is the actual name of the brand. Perfect.
Which makes sense. Yeah. And while we were on break, you actually forgot. I know how it is to forget to mention people. You forgot to mention someone. Who was that?
Yes, and because one of the major key contenders that we work with here in Boston is Safer is Sexy. We definitely want to make sure that we mention them because we do a lot of work with them. We support their efforts and everything that they do.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so very much for being here, and I wish you guys all the best with the Kreyol fashion line and IAmKreyol in general as the positive movement that it is. Best wishes. We are going to take a quick break.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, singing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
Hey, this job looks perfect. It says you need people skills? Check. Driver's license? Check. And a high school diploma or GED.
Skip the drama. Get your GED.
I got that. You are good to go.
Take that first step towards a better future and sign up for free classes now at yourged.org.
Welcome back to Your Caribbean News and Culture, everyone. Special thanks to this week's guest, Joelle-Jean Fontaine, designer of the Kreyol fashion line and the director behind IAmKreyol. Make sure you head out to their upcoming event, Kreyol Capsule Collection Preview for Boston Fashion Week on Thursday, October 9th. And stay up to date with all of their efforts at www.IAmKreyol.com. And if you're on Instagram or Twitter, it's simply at IAmKreyol. Major thanks to my studio crew, and of course, thank you at home for watching. I'm Delinda Eiffel. I'll see you next time.